Hey guys, and welcome to my new live stream where we're going to be drawing a beautiful home office. So it's going to be a very simple interior sketch, and even if you are a beginner, I want you to try your power and start drawing. Hi Alexandra, hi Creslet, hi Dina in design. So please prepare 3 markers, a pencil, a white ink gel pen if you have, a black liner or black ink gel pen. So I'm using, as you can see, Copic multiliner. Hi Adla, hi Luca, hi everybody. And of course some kind of piece of paper or a sketchbook. As you can see, I'll be using a very small sketchbook. It has regular paper in it. By the way, my recent drawing for Easter I did in this sketchbook. I believe you've seen it already in my feed. Hi Rosen. So please prepare your materials. You can use just a regular pencil if you don't have markers. If you have watercolor, you can use watercolor, or let's say colored pencil. Hi Jen DiMaio. Hi everybody. So for now I will fix my camera and I'll rotate it so you can see the process of my drawing and so you can see the process of sketching. All right, so I will be fixing it right now. As always, if you have any questions, you're welcome to drop them in the comments and I'll address them at the very end of this live stream, okay? Also, in this live stream, I will do a special announcement at the very end of it. So I will tell you more about these drawings, for example. So if you are excited, stay tuned. Watch this live stream till the very end. It's going to be quite short, maybe half an hour short, and let's rock and roll. So our today's topic is drawing a perfect home office in one-point perspective, since the majority of us are home right now. So what we want to do is first define the borders of our future sketch. Let's draw something maybe more close to square form. Maybe here we'll be writing something, and we will call this like a perfect home office and sketch by Olga Sorokina. So I recommend you to always sign all your drawings, and my website is schoolofsketching.com. Okay, so for now I think I will turn off the comments because I will record this live stream, so people will not be distracted by these comments, okay? And if you have any questions, I will turn on my comments at the very end, so you will be very welcome to ask them at the end. Next thing, we want to place the horizon line, or the same name for the horizon line is the eye level. So this little eye icon will be indicating right that. So we'll have a very symmetrical composition. So we'll have like the line of symmetry and our composition will be symmetrical. Here we'll have our vanishing point. So this is the line in drawing, in interior drawing, to which all of our lines of the interior will be converging, okay? Next, so in this perfect home office, what we will have? We will have a table. So for now, this is the stage where we define the composition. And it's okay just to use some regular ellipses or something like that, very, very simple geometric forms. We will have a nice little window behind our table, so we can locate it very, very quickly, like a rectangular form. And let's show the line of the ceiling and the wall, and the line of where the flooring meets the back wall. So this is the very first stage, okay guys, where we define the very, very basics of our composition. Next, we start going a little bit deeper. So in terms of tabletop, so as usual, it's quite regular that we have our horizon line, the eye level. So it's basically we are standing at watching and watching at our interior at this height, and normally it's something between 1.5 meter to maybe 1 meter 70 centimeters high, because it's like very, very regular height of a human being, plus minus. Next, there are very particular heights of our furniture. For example, chairs are usually 40 to 50 centimeters high till the seat area, and tables, they are normally around 70 centimeters tabletop. So which will mean that our tabletop will be below the horizon line, right? Because this is our height, maybe 1 meter 60 centimeters, something like that. So here in this live stream, I will not go very deep into like perspective basics. We just want to enjoy and to sketch together, okay? So I hope you are sketching with me right now. Next, we start to go deeper into this table. So let's define it a little bit more clearly. So let's say that this is the basic proportions of this table, and we start to show the tabletop. It's very easy. So what we do is we want to draw two lines to the vanishing points. So these we call the converging lines, here and also here. It's very cool to first draw a line in the air so you can imagine it, and then we draw it on paper, just like that. Next thing, we will define the depth of our table. And here we will simply draw it by eye. We will not use any mathematical architectural calculations. We do it simply by eye. And then we draw two verticals. We find where these verticals hit these converging lines which run to the vanishing point, and then we connect these 2 points, okay? And voila! Ta-da! We have a very basic skeleton for our table. Now it's time to add a little bit of thickness. Let's say it's a wooden table. It's a wooden table, and this will give us some thickness. So you see that interior sketching, it's very much about geometry, perspective drawing, right? At this point, we can erase some unnecessary lines, for example, that we will no longer need, like this. These were the constructing lines for our table. All right, wonderful. So we have our main hero, the table, and now we can draw, for example, a chair. So a chair, here it will be right behind the table, and its legs will be located somewhere here. So again, it's very, very important, my dear creatives, that we first not go into details, right? We first think about composition. And then you might want to find on Pinterest some kind of chair that you really love. I love Scandinavian design, so I'll quickly draw something like that. So it's sketching, so we just want to enjoy the process. Okay. And we are done with its seat. And let's quickly show the bottom part of construction. Maybe something like that. So in interior sketching, it's really important to go step by step, to think about stages in your drawing. Because when you start your sketch by adding some details, some books, some stuff all around, it's just a distraction. So we want to focus on big details. Next, we want to define a little bit better the window and its frame. So let's add it a little bit more precise. Maybe we have a Venetian curtain here. Later we might want to add some pattern on top of that. And maybe we have this lovely crossing on our window. Wonderful. And the final thing we'll have in our perfect home office, in this case, it's our shelves, right? So we will put here and here 3 shelves. The very first thing is I want we to define the very bottom shelf and the very top one. And we do it symmetrically. Since the moment we showed our bottom shelf, we show the one to the right as well, okay? Because it's so much simpler and it saves some time when we work in parallel. Okay, so we have 3 shelves. Now we defined the height, and now it's time to define their width. So let's say it will be something like that. So they have some space between the window, and then we can measure by simply using our pencil. You can use it this way, you can use it this way, and we show the shelf. So make sure that they have the same width, okay? Then let's show some thickness. So again, the same story that we had with our table, right? So first we showed its skeleton, and then we put like meat, muscles on top of it. The same is here. So we just showed the structure, and now we show some thickness for these lovely little shelves. Great. And finally, for the shelves, we will show the vanishing point. Yes, they have a little bit of side view here. So we don't want them to look flat, okay? We want them to look real, 3D. So for these purposes, we will be using our vanishing point. And one point perspective, the one we're dealing with right now, or another name for it is frontal perspective. It is the simplest in interior sketching. There are several types of perspective. The most important for interior designers are the one-point perspective, with which we are dealing right now, and the two-point perspective, or sometimes it's called the oblique view. So let's finish our shelves. Let's show them. Okay, can you notice that shelves which are located below the horizon line, we can see their bottom planes, and the shelves which are above the horizon line, these two, we can see their bottom planes. So it's like playing with geometry. When I was at school, I loved geometry, I loved perspective, so it's my passion. Okay, wonderful. So now we have basic composition done, we have basic objects done, and now, yes, it's the time to put some cool stuff, maybe books, maybe we have some pictures here, pictures framed. So something which really enlivens this space. In my book, The Sketch, Interior Design Drawing, which is available on Amazon if you don't know yet, I call this stage of interior sketching enlivening, because basically we are enlivening our sketch with some life, right? Otherwise it would look really cold, it will look like too technical, and all these nice little things, like maybe plants in a pot. Maybe we can put some plants maybe here on the table. It's springtime, right? So maybe some tulips, something very abstract, but which will enliven our drawing. Maybe we have a globe here, so hello world, hello everybody all around the globe. So this is our beautiful earth, like a little globe. All right, and now we are almost done with this pencil drawing. Maybe the final thing I want to do is to show the carpet right in front of our table. And probably it's one of your favorite stages that you've been waiting for, because now we will be coloring. The very first thing I recommend you to do is to test your colors. So I'll be dealing here with this potato brown, with this beautiful. So we continue drawing our. We will not find the here with this potato brown, with this beautiful wine red, and with the black color. At the final stage, I'm going to add some white ink gel pen so you can see how it works. And for the details, I'll be using my Copic multiliner. Its thickness, it's my favorite thickness, is 0.5. So we are done. I love to start with the lightest tone. So here it is this color. I'll be using with chisel nib. So as you can see, I will be putting it in the direction of this. So you can see that this table, it has this little angle. So I'll be following it like that. And I'll be showing the height. I know that the majority of my dear creatives who are watching me right now and who subscribe to my Instagram are beginners in interior sketching. So of all the basic techniques, all you'll need for very successful and professional interior sketching. So check my website, theschoolofsketching.com, if you haven't checked it out yet. So now I'll be using my vanishing point to show the flooring area. So let's say that we have timber flooring here. And if you maybe already know some basics of interior sketching, but you want to go deep into textures, I also have a video course on textures in interior sketching. So just check the selection of my online courses on interior drawing on my website, schoolofsketching.com. All right. Next, let's say that our shelves will be the same color as our table. It's okay to put color like that, and then maybe just add a little bit of precision. So here I'll color the bottom part of shells. And thank you so much for your hearts. I can see them. I will turn on my comments at the very end. So because a lot of people say that comments, they distract them and they can't see the drawing. So I decided to turn them off so you can see everything I do. Next, it is very beautiful color, which I will introduce, this wine red. And I feel like I really want to introduce this color. So let's say that our wall, back wall, will have this vibrant, wonderful color. So we all want sometimes some color in our lives. And please be very careful with these shelves that we did. And we already sketched some little objects. So first, as you can see, I'm outlining the most important things, so I will not go over it. And then I can work more freely with my marker, as you can see. I'll frame maybe even this little picture. And I really love these professional markers like Copics and touch markers and chart packs, because normally they have two nibs. One is like a chisel nib, and the other one on the other side, it's like a brush nib, or it can be like a fine nib. They're quite thin for details, and rotating it in your hand can give you different types of line. All right, so we are almost done with this part. So here we really want to be very careful. And it's also a great idea to show some shadow from the shelves, because it will instantly give you some depth. By the way, it's the final page of my sketchbook. Okay, here I feel I can work more freely. It will be really great if you can share this live stream with your friends who are also in interior design, or who may be working from their home office right now and want to get inspired, or to unclutter, or to redecorate. I believe it will be really inspiring. By the way, on my YouTube channel, recently I published a video, a very short video, maybe 3 minutes long or 5 minutes long, about decluttering your home office. I got so many emails regarding this video. People really loved it. So check my YouTube, School of Sketching. So it's the same name as my website. So School of Sketching YouTube. Check it out. So I'm almost done with the walls. And this wall I'll do maybe a little bit differently. I will focus more on these drop shadows, and I'll just very, very quickly show some book piles, because we as human beings, we understand that this wall is probably the same color. So in sketching, it's not necessary to sketch to fill in with color every single piece of white paper. It's okay to be more sketchy. So I want to make this border a little bit more straight. Wonderful. So now I will add the same color to my carpet. So let's say that we have a pattern, and we can put some lines to it. So I'm applying my lines. I imagine 2 vanishing points on my horizon line. So this interior in general, it's in 1-point perspective. So we have this one and only vanishing point for frontal view. But since these squares on our carpet, they are kind of rotated, and that means that we instantly get one vanishing point somewhere here and another somewhere here. So we just keep them in mind, and this is how I draw my lines. As you remember, at the beginning I promised to add some pattern here. So let's support the pattern of our carpet. Okay. Wonderful. So we are almost done. And the final color that I will introduce here, it's going to be black color. And I will put it to the chair. As you can see, I also first outline it. and maybe some bold lines in its legs. A couple of lines to support we can add to some book piles or some objects, because it will definitely support black color in our drawing. Maybe some vases, some nice little stuff, okay? All right. Now the interesting part, like the most favorite, because it is detailing. So now we will do some special effects. The first thing, let's assume that our table, it has some reflection in the tabletop. For that, first I outline the borders of my window, and then I make these sides a little bit darker. Also, I want to darken this thickness just a little bit. Also, maybe I'll drop some shadow. We're going to put some shadow here, and probably we'll also have some effect of reflection on the flooring area because of this window. So we can play with hatching. Wonderful. It's okay to add some texture of carpet, just making some little dots. Maybe I want to also introduce this color to the frame of my window, and I do it in a very, very light way. Okay, let's say that our chair, it has some wooden texture in it. All right, and yes, we are at our final stage, which is detailing, and it's my favorite one. So first I want to start with putting some light on my chair. Let's say that it's something like leather or something like that. So we'll have these beautiful effects. Also, it's a good idea to make our tabletop a little bit brighter, especially in this area. So it looks like a lacquered wood. Let's make these corners more precise. Wonderful. Maybe I want to introduce a little bit of dots to these red, like dark red lines themselves. So it will break this super straight line, and it will give us a sense of a lovely carpet texture on our carpet. Wonderful. All right, so maybe we want to add some precision to our maybe vases and books here. Very, very quickly. You can see that it takes literally a couple of seconds to do. When the first layer of my white ink gel pen is dry, I can put the second one, and you can see that it works so much brighter, okay? Great, and the final thing will be introducing my black liner. This one is from Copic. You can always download my list of absolutely favorite, my top favorite materials. I have a free downloadable PDF list on my website, schoolofsketching.com/resources. So if you go there, you can download materials that I absolutely love for sketching. They're my absolute favorite, like my favorite marker sets, my favorite pencils from Amazon, and I add all the links there. So finally, at this stage of detailing, we add some accents. And now I feel like I want to add a little bit of white ink gel pen, but I'll do it a little bit later to my shelves. So maybe we can add something like books, or like pencils. Make this vase, flowers more precise, and I really love the way flowers are drawn in interior sketching because they're so chaotic, right? but it's lovely. I love it. We can also show some wooden texture. Okay, so let me save this live stream and I'll do part 2 just in a second. I just want to see our interior. And the very final things, I want to emphasize these corners. And remember that I'll do some special announcement at the very end of this live stream. So stay tuned. All right, so maybe the very final things are these frames. So you guys, if you have any questions, please ask them in the comments right now, because in a couple of minutes I'll be ready for this sketch, because frame really helps in terms of composition. In my opinion, it will really help here. Ta-da! And our sketch for today's topic, perfect home office, is done. Let me know if you enjoyed this nice little live stream. White ink gel. Hi everybody, hi Int artist, hi Levent. So as I promised at the beginning of this live stream, I'll do some special announcement. And I'm really excited about it, because this week I will be launching something very, very special. Hi Razel. It's gonna be like a sketch club. I lived with this idea for a couple of months. So it will be a membership platform on my website, and there every month I will post new videos on interior design drawing, on perspective drawing, on sketching with markers. In future I plan to show you different techniques, for example sketching, interior sketching on iPad, and I'm really excited about it. So the doors for this sketch club I will open this week. Please stay tuned if you're excited about this idea. So I've already prepared a couple of lessons for you. For example, I'll show you how to draw step by step this interior in one-point perspective. I will go very deep into frontal perspective. We will draw together a grid for frontal view. So it's going to be really interesting experience. If you will be watching this live stream on YouTube, I'll put a link below this video. If you're watching this on Instagram, please stay tuned, and in my stories and in my posts I will publish of course information about this membership platform. It's really perfect for interior designers, for interior design students who want to master interior sketching from scratch. So I will go step by step into concepts of perspective drawing and marker techniques for interior sketching. It's gonna be amazing, and each month I'll be adding a new lesson. So it's maybe a little bit similar to this Patreon thing, but it will be so much deeper, so much more interesting. And yes, I can't wait to see you among my students. By the way, if you did a drawing with me during this live stream, I'll be really excited to see your drawing. Please use the hashtag Sorokina students